Over to Pearl. Pearl has got that boxing interview. She's standing in front of some big gloves, golden gloves. Pearl, you'll never wear those gloves. They're gold and they're big. Besides, I know you don't like pain.
Very funny, Tabi. So I'm sitting here with a winner. What about you? Well, we love winners here on Sports Live, and as always, we celebrate the triumphs of our very own sports heroes. Tonight, we have two special guests in the form of the inaugural Premier Boxing League champion, Xolisani, nomeva, Ndongeni, and founder of the PBL, a man whose passion for boxing has definitely propelled him to great heights, and that is none other than Dicksy Ngqula. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us right here on Sports Live.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dicksy, as Tavisa said earlier, you were here on the show last week and you promised that the PBL would absolutely be action-filled. Can you wrap things up for us?
It was spectacular. It was amazing. We had to turn people away from the Orient Theatre. Thousands of people. I mean, people that started arriving at about 9 in the morning. So that's how popular this venture was down in the Eastern Cape. And they couldn't wait, the fans, they couldn't wait to see this finale happening. And the man next to me here was definitely the star of the show. We had a guy who stands second in the log, Sinyabi, who still had a chance at the grand prize if he had won on a knockout within the first 4 rounds. So they gave us spectacular fights. So it was amazing from the boxing point of view, from the eventing point of view, from stakeholders who were there's point of view, and we appreciate all the support that we received from the province, and I think that what it's done for the project is that we definitely will be able to achieve what we've been looking to achieve. Take the project across the country. There are a few more provinces now that are talking to us, and we're glad and really quite happy about that.
And now, Dicksy, I'm very glad that people came out in numbers to support this kind of sport. Is there a reason in particular why boxing is more popular in the Eastern Cape and not the rest of the country? And I'm sure you've been asked this question a million times before.
It's an issue that let's park that conversation for another day. But I would say to you that it's like boxing is like a religion in the Eastern Cape, and that's an understatement still. It's amazing what happens as soon as you can walk. You know how to balance like a boxer in the Eastern Cape, and I think that's incredible. The boxers, though, in the PBL were drawn from across the country. It just so happens that guys from the Eastern Cape really topped the log standings and have done very well for themselves.
Xolisani Puti, you walked away with $1 million.
Yeah.
Plus another, what was it, 200,000 rand?
Yes.
You're rich. How do you feel about the win?
Even yami PBL, ndifila kakuhle kakhulu because I never thought this would come this far. PBL yenze umahluko kakhulu. Now that I'm 1 million richer, now I can say that abantu basizabona nomeva or wenza izinto ezininzi kakhulu. PBL came at the right time. Yenza izinto za right. So now I'm very grateful to be part of the PBL.
And what does the events such as the PBL do for the upliftment of communities and individuals? Because I understand that your trainer is more of a father figure, beyond just being, in the ring and helping you out tactically and so forth. What do the community gain from events such as the PBL?
Yeah, abantu be community ku PBL babonile bona ngaba ubombo umuntu buyachinja. Yabo noba usuka phina, it doesn't matter bona ngaba ukuze wenze izinto eziright efuna ukuphume phina, because indawo enisuka kuyo indawo disadvantage kakhulu, but because of PBL ikwazi bona ngaba ingene kuzo zonke indawo yafikelela kubantu abafana nathi abangakhange bayicingele bona ngaba kuzaba into enjena at this time. Then PBL iyakwazi bona ngaba from disadvantage area ensuka kuyo yakhupha umuntu ongunomeva now sister waziwa everywhere bona ngaba he is a PBL champion pound for pound. So ichinje kakhulu, even nabantu abatsha area bayafuna ngokubana ngaba unomeva wenze njani, and they want to follow the way.
Dicksy, now events like this definitely do put boxing out there, sure, in the same league as soccer and rugby and those kind of sports. Where to from now? Obviously, you mentioned making PBL a more nationwide initiative, but beyond that, what does it mean for the average boxer in South Africa?
let me answer the last question first.
Okay.
What it means for the average boxer is that what we always intended was that there is a limited number of people who can participate in PBL. And I think that exclusivity makes it the thing to look up to. It makes it an aspirational project. So the boxers that are not in PBL, even some world champions of South African origin, want to participate in it because they can see how it's changing the lives of these boxers in so many ways, not just in terms of cash in the pocket, but we are also quite careful about how these guys are being taught how to handle cash, how to handle money, how to handle investments. He will tell you that we have one-on-ones, we've had sit-downs this week. There's a team of people that must look after what it is that he needs to do in the future. So I think that those things are very important. That you're not just dishing out cash to boxers, and the next thing they don't know how to handle that amount of cash. But I think it's also important that it was always a national initiative. Boxers come from Limpopo, Gauteng, KZN, Western Cape, and the Eastern Cape. But in terms of activation and in terms of executing the events themselves, now we're beginning to get into a strong position to get into other provinces as well, and that makes me very happy, because what it's done for the kids in the Eastern Cape, it will definitely do for kids in other parts of the country as well.
Wow. And to you, Boet, the last question, where to from here? What is the next step? You are now the PBL champion. What's next on the cards for you? Are you excited about your future?
Yeah. Future mlibona ingati iza kahle, and I'm very excited. I think there is still more to come. PBL was just a start, and a big start. PBL qale kakhulu kum ngeNdongeni. Now I'm thinking of, I think we should go for bigger titles. I'm looking at the top 3 titles in the world, IBFs and WBA with WBCs. Then if I can get a chance of taking of going to those titles, I promise that I will bring back something in South Africa.
Well, you've heard it from the champ himself. I think having finished on top of his lightweight, he definitely will be achieving all those 3 titles that he will be going after. And I'm so ever inspired by Dicksy, loving the sport and showing it so much passion.
I had to come and stand next to his gloves, and I couldn't let you finish the interview without me. You know, I have to put my foot in it. Yeah? I think Dicksy, for me, the question would be maybe to Xolisani first. Mhlekazi, would you think that now you'd like to go pro, as in go to the big ranks? Or do you think maybe you'll stick around, maybe, I wouldn't say amateurs, so to speak, for now, and feel what it's like first there before maybe getting the big league, so to speak?
Yeah, boxing ndisemini kuyo ndimtsha ndisafuna yonke abantu abanolwazi abanokwazi ungicebisa abangicebisa bamandenza njani. But ngoku indawo izinto esenzenzile sezinkulu kakhulu. I'm a PBL pound for pound champion, first ever in South Africa. Then suppose I think I'm ready to go and fight with the big guns. Yeah, because now as South Africa, I don't think or Kalaza nomeva must come and beat me or fight me for what.
He's cleaned out.
I think there's no one onotigomu gogu transiting the funu puma ngaphandle nkomo ndithomakhulati DM over or what. I think I've done with the South Africans.
I think then when it comes to you, as far as PBL is concerned, I mean, you've proved yourself, so to speak. I mean, in terms of exactly that. I mean, if you're the undisputed pound for pound champion, there's the only other option is to go and prove yourself out there in the big boys club, so to speak. Yes.
No, I mean, look, nomeva is cleaned out in the country. Junior light and lightweight. Do you agree?
No.
Yeah, they want so I mean, he has. So we always knew that the league itself has a particular role to play, but at international level, I mean, these guys are breaking into the top 10 worldwide. A lot of the guys that are participating in PBL are of world standard. They are elite boxers in the context of South Africa. And they should be superstars. And I mean, we want to thank you guys as media who support these kind of initiatives. And boxing should go back to not just being second to football in the country. It deserves to be in the top. And these kind of initiatives, properly supported, can definitely get boxing back to that point.
Finally, before I let you go, rumor has me.
Yes, man.
Because you know rumors circulate. And in sports life, you break stories, Paul.
Sure.
You were in conversation with Media House early this evening.
Yeah.
And you could tell us that maybe PBL will be signing a contract with the SABC, and this man, or the next so-called champ, will be live on our television screens. How did that go?
That's what we want to do. We can't wait to make that happen.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at the things we did to promote stuff through the PBL season, we're very innovative. We do things like no other promoters done in the country. I'll tell you that free of charge.
Yeah.
We on weigh-in day, for instance. I mean, we did the weigh-in. There's usually a press conference after that. We did a roundtable discussion live on radio with Umhlobo and your sister station. You know, that hasn't been heard in this country before. You know, and that was a national thing. You couldn't miss it, that there's something huge happening in the Eastern Cape. Imagine if you could do that with 19 SABC radio stations, 4 television stations, and take those kids and put them, you know, on your screens in the morning, in the evening, and every time of day. And that's what we're looking to do, because they deserve to be superstars. They're changing lives where they are. Yeah. All of the people that participated in PBL have done something back home. They've built houses and batenging komo and all of that kind of stuff. And I think
that's all from me, Paul. You can continue with your conversation.
And that is where we'll leave it for tonight. Dicksy Ngqula and of course our champion. We're going to take a short break, I think. And when we return, we'll have some more sports stories for you.